Well, today is our Summer in the City festival, and it's kind of a combination art fair, children's games and things to do, and barbecue cook-off, sponsored in part by Oakland County Parks and Recreation.
We are in Summer in the Village barbecue competition, and I am a competitor.
It's a great time for everybody, kids. They have a lot of activities around.
You got the concerts going on off to the side over here. You know, it's laid out really nice.
All year long, I'm waiting for this competition or this festival.
This is our 6th annual barbecue battle, and it's something that I started 6 years ago. Did some research and found out about, having certified judges and how the scoring program works and all the ins and outs, and I got the okay to do it.
Little rib competition. Got 28 teams out here today.
Well, I was the first one here this morning, right? And I was watching them pulling in with their big flashy stuff, and I said, I can take it.
We've always had this spot ever since we've been coming up here. So registration's like at 8 o'clock, so I try to get here prior to.
First thing is get the fire going, marinate your meat and say a good prayer. You just come here and cook the best ribs you can.
We have a good time, and we get to do what we love, cook some barbecue.
What's nice is we have teams that keep coming back year after year. And to me, it's the ultimate compliment.
This is my 4th one. I actually won it last year out of 26 teams, took first place. So I thought I'd try it again, see if it's just a hoax.
This is my 3rd attempt at this competition. My best finish has been 7th place.
Last year we came in, I believe, 12th or 13th out of 30 is our first competition.
My first year, I was lucky enough to actually win it. So that was fun. And then my second year, I placed maybe second to last.
Best I've done is 14th, but I come out here for the camaraderie with the guys.
We came in 7th last year, so this year we're trying to get up a little further. It's a great event. A lot of nice people out, learning a lot of new things, and it's a great day.
The barbecue competition is half of the competition, the people cooking. The judging is the other half of the competition, and that's the business end of the deal. I take it very seriously.
I'm from the South, so I have my opinion how barbecue should be, and it's not the way most Michigan folks. So I've adapted to please the crowd that I cook for. So when you don't have certified judges, sometimes you get a lot of variation in how the judging is done. And Jeremy does a good job of trying to get certified judges.
Kansas City Barbecue Society is a nationwide sanctioning body, and they hold classes around the country to certify. So ideally, I get them. And just from doing this for so many years, I have a very good list of people that I can reach out to. We have 6 judges at each table, and then they each judge 6 teams' ribs. So I try to balance the tables out. So this year, like each table, I have 2 certified judges. There'll be a few people that aren't certified but have judged before, and then there's always a new person on each table.
They judge pretty strict. They got guidelines they go by, but yet it's an amateur contest, so they got to take into fact that everybody here are amateurs, and they score accordingly.
The judges will get here an hour and a half before the turn-in time, and I'll do a short orientation on what is competition barbecue. People always think fall off the rib bone is, that's how it's supposed to be, and that's not competition barbecue. That's restaurant barbecue.
They want to bite it and not have to pull, and just their teeth mark. They don't want the rest of the meat to come off the bone with it. And it's all about the tenderness. If they fall off the bone, take them home and pack up. We don't let them stay for the judging.
The scoring is based on appearance, taste, and tenderness, and they're weighted differently. So appearance, it's not as important as taste or tenderness, and taste is more important than tenderness. When you look at it, you want to say, man, I want to eat some of that. If it looks good and you really want it, you're going to score it higher. But it may taste horrible. Where it matters the most, the taste and the tenderness, that's the most important part. But I think for our amateur rib comp, I always view it as the minor leagues. Everybody out here, their friends and family have said, your ribs are the best, you need to enter this competition. But then they get here, well, you're competing against all the guys whose friends have told them that you've got the best ribs.
It's really a fun thing to do. It started with me just kind of hanging out in the yard with my family all around, and my kids are very young and couldn't really go out and do much, so we hung out in the yard, I cooked, and we played.
My brother-in-law and I are cooks, and we used to compete amongst the family. So we said, let's join forces and go out into the world. And the family usually shows up, and they help us out and put the sauce on. And so it's a good family time.
I'm a fireman as well, so I do a lot of cooking at the station. So I guess you could say daily we have competitions, just kind of how we are.
It's the sauce. You know, I just started cooking barbecue. I was just interested, and so I've been making my sauce about 8-9 years.
I've been grilling since I was 19. I'm 73. So you know I'm mean on the grill.
So we have some teams that this may be their first day. We have some teams that do sanctioned events and compete, in 15 competitions a year. But that shouldn't intimidate anybody, because I've seen somebody with a $100 smoker that it's their first event come in first place against a guy who has a $15,000 smoker that cooks all year long.
It's a smaller venue. It's semi-professional. So therefore, you get a little different treats from everybody else, looking at all the different rigs and the setups and competition.
Oh man, the grill is the centerpiece, if you will. Everybody that stops and wants to talk to us, the grill is what grabs their attention. My buddy of mine was up north and he found this baby here, and I was like, I can make that into a smoker. So I figured I would just make my own.
This type of smoker is called a stick burner. You see the logs there in the rack? They call it a stick burner because we burn sticks. Kind of a purist in that respect. I cut my own wood, I split my own wood, I know exactly where that wood came from.
This is a real green apple. It's just a little bit of flavor. But this is all hickory, and that's what I use. I'd do it disjustice to put charcoal in it. But that's me. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's got their own style.
I use wood and charcoal. I use the charcoal because it's a nice, even consistency for your heat. But the wood, what really gives it this flavor is the wood.
I use charcoal depending on what I'm cooking. I'm cooking ribs today. But I have used wood chips every now and then. I don't really prefer them because they burn so fast. Some guys are really good with it, but I've never really mastered that part.
Wood is where it's at. It adds a whole different dimension to your meat, to your flavors.
Yeah, we use charcoal, and I use apple wood, and today I'm using apple and cherry. The cooker is custom made in Texas. It holds 4 gallons of water, so along with cooking with the heat, you're also adding steam and moisture to the ribs.
My brother-in-law actually made this. That one I purchased, but my brother-in-law actually made this one for me, and it was a great gift.
Master Forge doesn't have to be humongous. It's not all that big and fancy, but it's a great grill.
And also everybody talks to each other. They talk about what their secrets are. Some secrets are secret, but a lot of times they're willing to share that information. So amateur comps are valuable because they give the average Joe an opportunity to come out, not spend a lot of money, but gain a lot of experience.
Barbecue is never 100% correct. There's always tweaking here, tweaking there.
A lot of good guys out here. Got a chance to talk with quite a few of them last year, got a few points to kind of help us this year. We bounce things off each other, and everyone kind of has the eagle eye as well, picking up on different tips there too. So
I incorporate a couple different rubs, and maybe 3/4 of the way through the cook, we will put the ribs in some liquid to braise them. So we amped up the heat with my rub, and then we changed our braising liquid up, made it a little sweet, so that way it soaks up into the ribs.
My spices are basically in my cupboard. I'm not gonna tell anybody about them.
We actually buy a spice and then add to it, and then I make my own barbecue sauce, but I grind it to a powder because they don't like to see granular pieces. And then the way to cut the bone, I cut it from bone to bone and give them the middle piece, so the rib I give them has got the same amount of meat on each side.
I get my meat from Eastern Market, my spices from the Spice Company, and my own secret recipe that I came up with. So
I just buy the meat at Myers, and I get all my spices at thebarbecuesuperstore.com.
I'm looking for a certain kind of rib, straight bones, instead of all crooked, not real cupped. Trim a little bit of fat off of them, not much. Fat tastes good. So you smoke them for 3, wrap them for 2, and leave them open for 1. And it's supposed to be perfect.
St. Louis style ribs, they cook nice and even. They're pretty much uniform all the way through, so I don't have no done spots, not done spots. A lot of times when you have bigger, bulkier ribs, for me, it just, these just cook more even.
So you can't do it too often because you get rid of the heat. So you do it sparingly, but you do open it up so that you can keep them moist and get them ready for turning. So when the judges take that bite, they don't get a dry rib.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at it every once in a while. Sometimes it's just kind of like, ooh, it just, like right now, you look at how the smoke is coming off of it. It's like, it looks good. You can kind of tell the flow that everything is still going good, but it's like, I just kind of want to see what the meat looks like, but try to stay away from it.
If you're looking, you ain't cooking. So the more you check them, the more they're losing temperature, not cooking. Just can't be in a hurry for barbecue.
Barbecue is not my favorite food, but I love the process of of the marinating or the spices and the rubbing the actual products. and I love the hours, the time that goes into it. I love the process of it, even the breakdown of how tenderness a piece of meat gets.
And has been very successful. It's more and more barbecuers want in every year, and we don't only have so much room. So we're getting awful close to as many as we can handle, but it's been a great time, and I think do I see the Lions mascot down there, Rory? So he's even here.
We have a beer tent. There is an arts and crafts show going on. We also have live bands. I know there's kids' activities. We've got the inflatables out here. And then also, you can come out and buy barbecue from Redwood Grill. They have pulled pork, chicken, some sausages. It's really a partnership, a collaboration between Lathrup Village and Oakland County Parks.
We are currently at Lathrup Village, their Art in the Park, their annual one. I am a jewelry artist. I started this about 10 or 12 years ago, and I started with basic beading, then I went to wire work, and now I work with soldering, hammers, the heavy duty stuff. And we like rocks too, and rocks have certain qualities because they come out of the earth. This particular piece is hand forged by myself. It's sterling silver, gold filled, calcite shot with bronze, and a rutilated quartz. So you have two different minerals, two different metals. As a child, I dabbled in a lot of different arts, graphic arts in high school. But when I went to college, my parents insisted that I get a degree where I could make some money. I ended up back here, and I can end my career on this. So we just like to create nice things for people.
I retired and I found something to do with my two daughters. We recycle and upcycle mainly old silver-plated silverware into jewelry, wind chimes, anything we can think of. But we try to reuse and repurpose lots of different items. Like my other daughter, she finds old china and makes candles out of them. I have a little workshop set up in my garage. My daughter has one set up in hers, and we go from there.
I've been doing photography since I was 16. My dad bought me a camera when I was a teenager and I started playing around with it. I used to go to art shows when I had a regular business as a commercial photographer, and I was never impressed with the photography. I thought it looked too much like they went to Europe and took some pictures and made prints. And they were nice pictures, but I didn't think they were very arty as far as lighting and time of day. If you look at my prints, you see about everything, scenics, people, so things like that.
I have a really good looking dog, and I wanted fun, colorful collars to showcase my dog. The most popular one is the martingale. It slips over the dog's head, and then when they go to pull, it tightens, but it's a safe choke. It won't crush their trachea. There's medium dogs, and then some have lots of fur, so we offer them an inch or ½ inch. And then we have teeny tiny teacups, so they have little tiny ones and small ones for schnauzers. And then we go to huge Mastiff breeds, to our boxers, bulldogs, labs. I work with Guardians for Animals. So at the end of the year, I make donations. So I give them my products at the end of the season, and they distribute to all the other dog charities.
One of the reasons I started making the soaps was my husband has eczema. Okay. So this was about maybe 7 years ago, and we've been using it ever since. All of the ingredients in all of the soaps are made with shea butter and coconut oil. The shea butter has vitamins A and E, and the coconut oil moisturizes and softens your skin. These are body butter. I use these in place of lotion. They're excellent for your elbows and your feet. I'm a teacher, so the products I'm making them on the holidays, my school breaks. But my dream is to one day retire from teaching and open my shop. You know how they say you should find your passion?
Right.
This is my passion. This is what I enjoy doing.
I'm self-taught. I actually have a degree in sociology. I just sat down one day about 9 months after my grandmother passed away, my maternal grandmother, whose name was Annie. And I made a dowel, and these dowels start out as recycled water bottles. Now, it takes a lot of work to transform that water bottle into a figure that I then dress. And I just felt that need to create. I guess now in hindsight, it was my way of dealing with my grieving process. And I looked at the dowel and said, "You're Annie's girl." And it took off literally from that. They're African inspired, and part of it is a celebration of culture because I'm an African American woman, but I also have Native American roots as well. So it's just a celebration of all of my culture. Over 10 years I've been making dowels, and I love it.
We like the sense of community. We have been here for many years, and we enjoy coming back.
It's the first outdoor show I ever did, so Lathrup holds a special place in my heart.
They do a wonderful job here. Added the barbecue cook-off and brought more people in.
It's a beautiful day, barbecue and beer. What better two combinations?
We do anything to do with fire we're involved with. Grills, fire pits, Primo ceramic grill. Primo is with us for the first time. Be doing a bunch of different samples, show everyone how to cook on the Primo. I got a bunch of literature here just about the store, everything we sell. We come back every year because it's local and we like to support everyone in our local area.
Primo ceramic grill is the only ceramic grill manufactured in the U.S. We use all natural lump charcoal, so there's no chemicals used in the charcoal or lighting it. The ceramic grills bring a whole other aspect to grilling, from moisture retention, the flavor and everything. With the Primo oval shape, we can actually set the grill up so there's an outdoor oven on one side and a grill on the other side. That's the main feature of Primo.
There's only 2 minutes left to get your turn-in in. Turn-in is at 3:30, which means they have from 3:25 to 3:35 to get their ribs in.
6 bones are required. I usually cook 3 slabs. Now, the way if I burned up one, I have 2 more to choose from. You got to have a perfect cut on it.
I always try to get the towards the front, so the larger bones, never on the ends, because they kind of dry out when you cook them. You want to keep them in the middle. That way they're a little more tender, a little more juicy in the middle.
We'll line up the tables, and then we'll bring the boxes in front of them, ask them to judge for appearance. Once they've done all of their boxes for appearance, then we will pass the ribs out. Once they have all their ribs on their judging plate, then they can start judging the ribs, and they have to go rib by rib. You know, they have to judge the first one, do their taste and tenderness. Then they can go to the next one.
I apply the heat, but I'm trying to balance heat and sweet, and that's really the key. Balance smoke, heat, sweet. And everybody has their opinion of how that balance should look.
Each year, different judges, different taste buds, whatever the case, so it is what it is.
KCBS will tell you to start at a 6 and go up from there or down from there. Being an amateur competition, I want to try and take it easy on the guys. I'll tell everybody start at a 7 and go up from there or down from there.
I was a little upset last year. We had nice 7s and 8s from everybody except one judge. One judge dinged his 5s and 6s. So I was trying to figure out what ribs were he tasting.
Also, with the scoring program that we have, like I talked about it being weighted, it also throws out the lowest judge's score. So that way, if you have somebody that's being overly harsh, it kind of takes care of that.
That's barbecue. So we will compete this year, and hopefully we don't get that judge.
Even if you come in last, you can't cry in barbecue. You come in last, you try and figure out what went wrong and come back next year and do better.
There's a lot of teams up here that participate, so when you win up here, you're going against the best of the best.
First and foremost, I would like to thank all of the teams. Please give yourself a round of applause. You guys keep coming out and keep supporting local barbecue competitions. It's very much appreciated. Also like to thank all the judges that participated as well. And I'd like to thank our host, Lathrup Village, Mary Lee Roseman. Her round of applause. She's been fantastic. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Bouillier's Barbecue and Fireplace. Also the Southfield Home Depot. They've always, for the last several years, provided us with grills that we've been able to raffle off and raise funds to help support the Lathrup Village Foundation. With the judges, with the teams, with the volunteers, it's over 100 people that make this event possible. It's truly a community-wide event. All right, so we're going to start with 5th place. Prize of $100. That's Just Smoking Barbecue. Come on up, Just Smoking.
There you go.
Thank you. Fourth place and $200 is Charcoal Smoke Barbecue. Come on up.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. For our third place winner, $300 and a mini version of the first place plaque, Justice Smoked Barbecue. All right, give a round of applause. Our second place winner and $400 and the plaque, Tom's Bad Habit Barbecue. And it's always a team effort. It's always a team effort. Congratulations. Congratulations. First place, $500 and a very large plaque. This is a new competitor this year. Actually, I don't even know who he is. Smokey Joe Barbecue. Ooh, Dark Horse Barbecue. Ooh, there's a lot of hard work. Congratulations. Is this your first competition? His first competition, and he ran away with it. Fantastic. Congratulations. All right, thank you all for attending. It's always a pleasure, and I look forward to next year.
Get out there and try it, and there's a ton of information on the internet.
Tomorrow I'm going to start looking forward to next year again.
Come out and have a good time, bring your family, your kids out, and enjoy yourself.
A lot of cities are doing this, but I think Lathrup Village here is including everybody, getting everybody involved. Don't just come and be a spectator, come in and be a participant.
The Lathrup Village Art Fair, it really is like a little hidden jewel. And Marilee is fabulous to work with. You couldn't find anyone who is more dedicated to making this a fun family event for everybody.
And, working for Oakland County Parks, we're special event people. We're also celebrating our 50th anniversary, and our tagline is creating memories. And I believe that. We are creating memories for these people.
Oakland County Parks has been a great partner with this event. We appreciate their activity and their support. They do a great job. So it's an opportunity for all of our citizens and their families to come to a family type event and enjoy and meet their neighbors and socialize. And it also brings in people from outside our city to know more about Lathrup Village and see what a great place this is.